Hi everyone, I'm back with another story time. I picked a few books from my family library that I thought you might enjoy. I'm going to start with a book called More Parts. A few of you sent me a note to say that you enjoyed the first Parts book, so this is the second one called More Parts by Ted Arnold. Things are bad and getting worse. Each day it's something new. With all the stuff I hear about, I don't know what to do. One day I tripped on my red truck and it just fell apart. But when I told my mom, she said, "I'll bet that broke your heart." I guess that's possible. Who knows? I don't think Mom would lie. I'd better play more carefully. This pillow's worth a try. People say all kinds of things that I don't understand. Like when my dad asked me if I would please give him a hand. I didn't know my hands come off, and I don't want them to, so I'll make sure that they stay on with gloves and lots of glue. Our next door neighbor had a joke he wanted us to hear. He said it's sure to crack you up. I ran away in fear. Who wants to hear a joke like that? Not my idea of fun. I gotta keep my head together. It's my only one. My teacher has me worried too. This happened yesterday. She said to stretch our arms and legs before we go and play. I'm sure she thinks it's good for us, but that's just too bizarre. My arms and legs are long enough. I like the way they are. I know I've got a lot to learn. I'm little and I'm young. But what did Grandma really mean when she said, "Hold your tongue"? My tongue's a slimy, jiggly, squishy, slippery little squirt. It'd be my luck to squeeze too hard and lose it in the dirt. So I decided that it's best to stay here in my room, 'cause who knows when some little thing just might lead to my doom. Then Mom and Dad came in and asked me, "Why are you upset?" I told them all the things I've heard that get me in a sweat. Like Coach who says before each game is ready to begin, he gets so nervous that he nearly jumps out of his skin. Or what a friend said recently, it gave me such a fright. He claimed his baby sister screams her lungs out every night. My skin could slip, my head may crack, and I might break my heart. I could lose my lungs, my hands. Who knows when it might start? What if quite by accident, my body flies apart? Mom and Dad just smiled and looked relieved that I'm okay. And Mom explained to me about the things that people say. And though Dad laughed, I know he didn't mean to be unkind when he said, "For a minute, son, we thought you lost your mind." Okay, the next one is called The Grouchy Ladybug by Eric Carle. I think the pictures in this book are beautiful. It was night, and some fireflies danced around the moon. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the sun came up. A friendly ladybug flew in from the left. It saw a leaf with many aphids on it and decided to have them for breakfast. But just then a grouchy ladybug flew in from the right. It too saw the aphids and wanted them for breakfast. "Good morning," said the friendly ladybug. "Go away," shouted the grouchy ladybug. "I want those aphids." "We can share them," suggested the friendly ladybug. "No, they're mine, all mine," screamed the grouchy ladybug. "Or do you want to fight me for them?" "If you insist," answered the friendly ladybug sweetly. It looked the other bug straight in the eye. The grouchy ladybug stepped back. It looked less sure of itself. "Oh, you're not big enough for me to fight," it said. "Then why don't you pick on somebody bigger?" "I'll do that," screeched the grouchy ladybug. "I'll show you." It puffed itself up and flew off. At 6 o'clock, it met a yellow jacket. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the yellow jacket, showing its stinger. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 7 o'clock, it met a stag beetle. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the stag beetle, opening his jaws. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 8 o'clock, it came across a praying mantis. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the praying mantis, reaching out with its long front legs. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 9 o'clock, it almost flew into a sparrow. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the sparrow, opening its sharp beak. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 10 o'clock, it saw a lobster. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the lobster, stretching its claws. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 11 o'clock, it bumped into a skunk. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the skunk, starting to lift its tail. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 12 noon, it spotted a boa constrictor. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the snake, right after lunch. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 1 o'clock, it happened upon a hyena. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the hyena, laughing eerily and showing its teeth. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 2 o'clock, it met a gorilla. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the gorilla, beating its chest. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 3 o'clock, it ran into a rhinoceros. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the rhinoceros, lowering its horn. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 4 o'clock, it encountered an elephant. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" "If you insist," said the elephant, raising its trunk and showing its big tusks. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 5 o'clock, it met a whale. "Hey you," said the grouchy ladybug, "want to fight?" But the whale did not answer at all. "You're not big enough anyway," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 5:15, the grouchy ladybug said to one of the whale's flippers, "Hey you, want to fight?" But it got no answer, so it flew on. At 5:30, the grouchy ladybug said to the whale's fin, "Hey you, want to fight?" But it got no answer, so it flew on. At 5:45, the grouchy ladybug said to the whale's tail, "Hey you, want to fight?" And the whale's tail gave the grouchy ladybug such a slap that it flew across the sea and across the land. At 6 o'clock, the grouchy ladybug arrived right back where it had started from. "Ah, there you are again," said the friendly ladybug. "You must be hungry. There are still some aphids left. You can have them for dinner." "Oh, thank you," said the wet, tired, and hungry ladybug. "You're welcome." Soon all the aphids were gone. "Thank you," said the leaf. "You are welcome," answered both ladybugs, and they went to sleep. The fireflies, who had been sleeping all day, came out to dance around the moon. The end. This next one is out for all my train fans. All right. Stop, look, listen. As gate stripes swing down, count the cars, hauling distance, upgrade through town. Warning whistle, bell clang, engine eating steam. Engineer waving a fast freight dream. B&M boxcar again. Frisco gondola, 8, 9, 10. Erie and Wabash, Seaboard UP, Pensy tank car, 22, 3. Phoebe Snow, B and O, 34.5. Santa Fe cattle shipped alive. Red cars, yellow cars, orange cars, black. Youngstown steel down to Mobile on Rock Island track. 59.60 hoppers of Coke, Anaconda copper, hot box smoke. 88 Red Ball freight, Rio Grande nickel plate. Hiawatha, Lackawanna, rolling fast and loose. 97 coal car, box car, caboose. Okay, the last story I'm going to read is called Bedtime for Francis by Russell Hoban. The big hand of the clock is at 12. The little hand is at 7. It is 7 o'clock. It's bedtime for Francis. Mother said it's time for bed. Father said it's time for bed. Francis said, I want a glass of milk. All right, said Father. All right, said Mother. You may have a glass of milk. Francis drank the milk. Carry me to my room, Father, said Francis. All right, said Father. Piggyback, said Francis. So Father carried her piggyback to her room. Father kissed Francis goodnight. Mother kissed Francis goodnight. Francis said, May I sleep with my teddy bear? Father gave her the teddy bear. Francis said, May I sleep with my doll too? Mother gave her the doll. Good night, said Father. Good night, said Mother. Did you kiss me, said Francis. Yes, said Mother. Yes, said Father. Kiss me again, said Francis. Father kissed her again. Mother kissed her again. They closed the door. May I have my door open, said Francis. Father opened the door. Good night, said Mother. Good night, said Father. Good night, said Francis. Francis could not sleep. She closed her eyes, but she still could not sleep. So she began to sing a little song about the alphabet. She made it up as she went along. A is for apple pie. B is for bear. C is for crocodile combing his hair. D is for dumplings. Francis kept singing through. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, and R. And she had no trouble until she got near the end of the alphabet. S is for sailboat. T is for tiger. U is for underwear down in the dryer. Francis stopped because dryer did not sound like tiger. She started to think about tigers. She thought about big tigers and little tigers, baby tigers and mother and father tigers, sister tigers and brother tigers, aunt tigers and uncle tigers. I wonder if there are any tigers around here, she said. Francis looked around her room. She thought maybe she could see a tiger in the corner. She was not afraid, but she wanted to be sure. So she looked again. She was sure she could see a tiger. She went to tell Mother and Father. There's a tiger in my room, said Francis. Did he bite you, said Father. No, said Francis. Did he scratch you, said Mother. No, said Francis. Then he's a friendly tiger, said Father. He will not hurt you. Go back to sleep. Do I have to, said Francis. Yes, said Father. Yes, said Mother. Father kissed her, Mother kissed her. Francis went back to bed and finished her song on the way. She closed her eyes again. She could not sleep. Francis opened her eyes and looked around. She saw something big and dark. Giants are big and dark, she thought. Maybe that is a giant. I think it is a giant. I think that giant wants to get me. She went into the living room. Mother and Father were watching television and having tea and cake. Francis said, There is a giant in my room. May I watch television? No, said Mother. No, said Father. Francis said, The giant wants to get me. May I have some cake? Father gave Francis a piece of cake. Father said, How do you know he wants to get you? Francis said, Is that what giants do? Father said, Not always. Why don't you ask him what he wants? Francis went back to her room. She went right over to the giant. She said, What do you want, giant? She took a good look at him. There was no giant. It was just the chair and her bathrobe. So she went to bed again. Frances was not very tired and did not close her eyes. She looked up at the ceiling. There was a crack in the ceiling, and she thought about it. Maybe something will come out of that crack, she thought. Maybe bugs or spiders. Maybe something with a lot of skinny legs in the dark. She went to get Father. He was brushing his teeth. Frances said, "Something scary is going to come out of the crack in the ceiling. I forgot to brush my teeth." Father said, "You brush your teeth and I will have a look." Frances brushed her teeth. Father came back and said, "Nothing can come out of such a little crack. But if you are worried about it, get somebody to help you watch. You can take turns." Frances told her teddy bear to watch. They took turns for a while. Then Frances got tired of it and let Teddy do all the watching. Frances got up and went to the bathroom. When she came back, she was not sleepy at all. The window was open and the wind was blowing the curtains. "I do not like the way those curtains are moving," said Frances. "Maybe there is something waiting, very soft and quiet. Maybe it moves the curtains just to see if I am watching." She went into Mother and Father's room to tell them. They were asleep. Frances stood by Father's side of the bed very quietly, right near his head. She was so quiet that she was the quietest thing in the room. She was so quiet that Father woke up all of a sudden with his eyes wide open. He said, Frances said, "There is something moving the curtains. May I sleep with you?" Father said, "Listen, Frances, do you want to know why the curtains are moving?" "Why?" said Frances. "That is the wind's job," said Father. "Every night the wind has to go around and blow all the curtains." "How can the wind have a job?" said Frances. "Everybody has a job," said Father. "I have to go to my office every morning at 9 o'clock. That is my job. You have to go to sleep so you can be wide awake for school tomorrow. That is your job." Frances said, "I know, but..." Father said, "I have not finished. If the wind does not blow the curtains, he will be out of a job. If I do not go to the office, I will be out of a job. And if you do not go to sleep now, do you know what will happen to you?" "I will be out of a job," said Frances. "No," said Father. "I will get in trouble," said Frances. "Right," said Father. "Good night," said Frances, and she went back to her room. Frances closed the window and got into bed. Suddenly there was a noise at the window. She heard bump and thump. "I know something will get me this time," she thought. She jumped out of bed and went to tell Mother and Father. When she got to their door, she thought about it some more and decided not to tell them. She went back to her room. Frances heard the noise at the window again. She pulled the covers over her head. "I wonder what it is," she thought. "If it is something very bad, Father will have to come and chase it away." She pulled off the covers and stood on her bed so she could look out the window. She saw a moth bumping against the window. Bump and thump. His wings smacked the glass, whack and smack. And all of a sudden, she was tired. She lay down and closed her eyes so she could think better. She thought there were so many giants and tigers and scary and exciting things before that I'm pretty tired now. This is just a moth, and he is only doing his job, the same as the wind. His job is bumping and thumping, and my job is to sleep. So she went to sleep and did not get out of bed again until Mother called her for breakfast. The end. Thank you, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Bye.